think it was a 14-0 run there in the fourth quarter. Just what went wrong from your view during that stretch?
Yeah, obviously we had some empty possessions on offense, and they did a good job, versus our aggressive pick and roll coverages, finding the 2-on-1, and whether it was knocking down the threes or hitting the roll man. So they did a good job executing, on the offensive end.
Sort of along those lines, you guys threw a lot of pressure at Murray. Were you happy with like the other guys like rotating? Like you guys have played a lot of help and rotate defense this year. Was there something going wrong there? Or were just guys hitting tough shots and stuff like that?
No, I mean, I think in the first half they were 6 for 7 from corner threes. So some of those came off the doubles, which you're not always going to be able to control. So we'll go back and take a look at the ones that we could get better at, especially from the corners. But tonight was kind of the tale of two. Is like Murray, you got to give credit to him. He played really well, but he also had 17 assists versus the pick and roll. Versus the aggressive coverages. So there's obviously possessions that we'll get better at in our shifts and our rotations, but you got to give credit to them. It was a 2-on-1 for the majority of the game, and they took advantage of that.
And then you mentioned the offensive lull for you guys in the fourth quarter. Was that more, their defensive coverages, or do you think there was something that you guys did?
Yeah, there was two segments in the game. There was that middle of the second quarter where they went to their switching with Gordon and Najee and Watson also, I think, was out there. But they're physical at the point of attack. They switched. They took away our slips and our dribble drive there, and they got versatile guys. And so I thought the pocket of that middle of the second and then that lineup, at the fourth were those two segments where we just had to be better versus switching and physical and use our speed.
Questions? Yeah.
Joe, what can you take from this? Their depth was really good. Your guys' depth's been really good. But what can you learn from a game like this?
Yeah. Again, obviously one, just those possessions that we can get better at. I mean, whether you win or lose, there's 15 to 20 that you can get better at on both ends of the floor. So that's the most important thing. Is just stick to the process. And go back and watch where can we be better on the rotations, where can we be better on our switch attack, where can we be better in our reads, where can we be better defensively. So regardless of the result, just stick to that process.
And your impression, how did they guard Jalen? And he seemed to have some trouble tonight with the turnovers. Like, what was your impression of that?
Yeah, they did a good job, like I said, just switching, being aggressive, putting length on them. So just got to continue to get better at our reads, just making 2-on-1 reads.
And it's hard to beat a team that hits 23s. Is there something? I mean, you're going to give some of those up.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
just one of those things where guys kind of came.
No, I mean, you got to give credit to them. Like I said, Murray had 17 assists. So, I thought we'll watch. There's a handful of possessions where our rotations were good, where our coverages were good, and there's a handful of possessions where they made the right read and they made shots. So it's a combination of both. There's definitely possessions that we have to be better at in our rotations, but you got to give credit to them. They came together as a team. And he was a great playmaker, and they knocked down shots.
Jay, you talked a little bit about the turnovers. 9 in the second half, 5 in the fourth quarter. Did you see anything in particular with those?
A couple of those came in transition. I think 2 came at the rim. Just them. Whether it was off an offensive rebound. And then, again, when you're switching, we just have to continue to find our reads and make those 2-on-1 reads as quickly as we can.
Joe, probably should have asked you about this pregame, but Josh wasn't on the bench today. He was out illicit with an ankle sprain. Is that something new that popped up, or what's his status?
Yeah, he just had an ankle sprain. I don't know, what did it say? He was out with the ankle sprain.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Joe. Thank you.